Good morning, everyone. Very excited and honored for this opportunity to share on today. I really feel like I was given the perfect month and word because my story is very unique and I truly have experienced many kismet moments in my journey. Um, let's see. It always starts with the fairy tales. I remember at a very young age being intrigued and mesmerized with books and movies that talked about fate and destiny. It started with seeing Disney's Cinderella for the first time. We all end up biting the dust. Also, movies like Only You and Serendipity promised that fate would land your Prince Charming and you'll ride off in the sunset happily ever after. Hopeless romantic, boy, I tell you. Then you grow up and real life happens. Bills, losing a job, heartbreak, the overwhelm and tasks and responsibilities. The struggle gets real, y'all, and it gets harder to hold on to the magic of childlike wonder. It gets harder to believe in the extraordinary, good fortune, that a doorway can actually open up for your impossible dream. But it's true. The unlikely wonder of these moments are happening all around us, moments of kismet. What is kismet, you may ask? The dictionary states that it's destiny, fate, what's written in the stars for you, predestined, or if you're a spiritual person, you may say divine will or one's purpose. How to recognize a destiny or kismet moment. I want you to think about a moment in your life that changed everything that went after it. You might have been flicking the TV channel one day and came across a cake competition show, as I did. And that show inspired you to take on a life-changing journey. Or a school teacher may have encouraged you to pursue a talent that you otherwise may not have ever embraced. Or a chance meeting might have put you face to face with your soulmate. Moments like this are destiny points, and they don't happen by accident. I've experienced a kismet moment so many times throughout my life. I remember turning 30 and being so devastated that I still had not come across a concrete career. I had just lost my job, and while online desperately searching for a new job, an ad popped up. Learn the way, Le Cordon Bleu, now enrolling. And that had always been a dream that I had kind of suppressed in the back of my mind. So when I saw that, I said, maybe now's the time. And so I did. I enrolled. I was lost at that time in my life. And my experience doing pastry and culinary school literally felt like a special moment in time that had been carved out just for me. It expanded my mind in so many ways. It changed the entire trajectory of my life's journey. Towards the end of culinary school, I had to find an internship. We had to intern for 3 months in order to graduate. Oddly, I had just read an article about a sweet, cute little family in the near South Side that had just opened up a bakery called Stir Crazy. And for some reason, that article just stood out in my mind. And so I was down to the wire. I still had not found a place to intern. I had like 3 days, or I would not be able to graduate. And I was panicking. And that little article just popped up in my mind. Never met Robbie, never spoke with her, but I called her and I said, I'm desperate. I know your bakery's new and can't pay me and that's okay, but I've got an intern to graduate. And she said, well, you're right. We just opened. I think they had only been open a couple weeks. And so she was kind enough to let me intern at her bakery. I had learned so many things during that time period, and I learned about the near South Side, fell in love with that area and all the possibilities that were happening there, fell in love with that cute little shop. Never dreamed in a million years, fast forward 10 years later, that very same shop would end up being Loft 22's first storefront. That was a kismet moment. It's one of my favorite stories to share, how I started from home, upon graduating, started Loft 22 from my apartment. I had cakes running out of my ears after social media and word of mouth began to spread about these cool and interesting artistic cakes that this girl was doing. And as the years began to pass, I didn't quit my day job overnight. I continued to hone my skill, work at some of the top bakeries all over the city. And right when I got really serious, as the years began to pass, I got serious about getting legit and starting a storefront. Right when I put my prayers and wishes out into the universe that it's time, I need to find a shop. Literally that same night, Robbie posted, tomorrow will be our last day at the Daggett shop. We're moving everything to Magnolia. And I knew that was going to be my first bakery. That was a kismet moment. Got the bakery, excited, woo! No money, minimal savings, couldn't get approved for a loan, didn't have a rich uncle, but had a dream. Down to the wire of patchworking, buying a mixer here and a table there and this and that, and people making donations, family purchasing what they could. Robbie helped me with some things. And down to the wire, still so much, I was so stressed I was about to pop. Literally about 3 days before the bakery, miracle happened that I was able to get the things that I needed. The last thing that was still lingering was signage, didn't have any signage. And I had a friend of mine that was a graphic design student. She said, I can do your specs. Got my signage printed and posted the night before we opened. Down to the wire, everything, check mark, check mark, check mark. That was a kismet moment. The first year, if anybody knows anything about entrepreneurship, the first year things were tight. Things were tight. I mean, we bootstrapped that thing from the bottom, and literally somehow we made it through the first year. Second year, we were blessed and able to get some good press, had a few write-ups, won the Best of Fort Worth, year 2018. People were finding out about us and hearing good things. So finally, by year 3, the bakery finally started to hit its stride. Sales are coming in, big weddings are coming in. I think we're gonna make it. 2020 came in. Top of 2020 was the best year we had seen. I mean, sales racking up. We were finally hitting our stride. And then came March. Boom, pandemic, surprise. Everything went away. All our weddings, we had about 30 to 40 weddings on the books for that year. Every last one of them canceled, postponed. All of our orders went away. I had one order left that week of March when they did the mandatory shutdown. And they were trying to cancel. I said, oh no, you can't cancel, you're all I've got. I was just joking, sort of. So it was looking really bleak. Not sure we were gonna make it. I sent everyone home, let them know, I'm gonna have to let you go for a while till we figure this out. Sent everyone home and started, brainstorming, how are we gonna pivot, how are we gonna get through this? Came up with an idea, brainstormed with a coworker to start doing these little tissue paper cakes, little 6-inch cakes that looked like roll of tissue paper, because that was the thing, nobody could get tissue paper. So it was like this ongoing joke, so we made it into a cake. And unbeknownst to me, we have done whole stadiums that light up. We have done giant alligators. We have done airplanes that light up. We've done all this over-the-top stuff nobody cared. We do this little tissue paper cake and the whole world's got to have it like it's real tissue. They were ordering them by the ply. I need 6 of them. I need 12 of them. I guess since they couldn't get the real tissue, they said, we'll take the cake. And that was how we survived that rough period. We stopped doing weddings, customs, everything. We literally only did tissue paper cake. Then I woke up one morning. The mayor had even summoned for one, sent the cops. I thought something was wrong. They said the mayor needs a tissue paper cake. So it was serious business, guys. Woke up one morning, somebody sent me a little video and said, did you know that you were on the Today Show? I go, what? I didn't even know. Check my emails, 990 something emails from people all over the country asking how can they get a tissue paper cake. Do you ship? Can you send to New York? Can you send to LA? Can you send to Miami? Well, it was the best thing that could ever happen for a business at the worst time. There was a shortage. We couldn't get eggs, couldn't get heavy cream. They said only have 10 people around you. I couldn't hire, 50 people. The hustler in me wanted to pull it together and say, hey, everybody come help, and we're here till 5 o'clock. We're going to get 1,000 tissue paper cakes. But it was the worst time. Couldn't do it. I was able to hire my staff back, and just a few handful of us cranked out about 150 to 200 tissue paper cakes a week. Wow. From April all the way into July, we were still cranking out tissue paper cakes and nothing else, and that's how we made it. So that was a kismet moment. Never dreamed I would be on the NBC Today show about a tissue paper cake. But that's how we survived the pandemic. So I have some experiences with the unexpected, have some experiences with moments that have been carved out just for you when you least expect it. And I can vouch that it's a wonderful thing. So I'll be turning 40 this year, guys, in September. For many years, I was the ultimate single girl, unlucky in love, frustrated, disappointed. I decided to just give up on dating altogether. I'm just gonna focus on my career. Got a dog. It's me and the dog, y'all. But in the middle of a pandemic, Mikey seemed to come along out of nowhere. Love blossomed unexpectedly. Finally got my guy. Suddenly it was all easy. Suddenly it was all worth it. That was a kismet moment. There is no chance encounter. I believe that nothing just happens. It's all a part of the greater plan. I truly believe that. Do you?